In Snow Kingdom, there is a sub-room called the Hollow Crevice. It features a challenge with these enemies called Bitefrosts that hide beneath the ground and spring out to bite Mario. These Bitefrosts are pretty well-built enemies, but we can still abuse them. When they pop out of the ground, they create new collision that we can use to clip out of bounds in this room. Before we get into the glitch, I'd like to note that this works on all currently available versions of the game, and I'd also like to give a shout out to Circle for finding it. The first thing you're going to want to do is head to Snow Kingdom, enter Shiveria, and then walk up the slope into the third sub-room. Travel to the back of this room, bringing a Bitefrost to this corner tile near the water. Press against the wall so the Bitefrost doesn't trigger and just sits in this corner position. Once that's set up, we're ready to clip. Tap backwards to trigger the Bitefrost and then immediately hold forward. This should cause Mario to slide into the area between the Bitefrost and the wall. Once we're on the ground, immediately jump, ground pound, and start rolling. This should clip Mario through the wall as long as we have good positioning. Unfortunately, this clip is relatively precise and finicky, so it may take a few tries to get. If you're having trouble with the ground pound, you can always get the clip by starting a normal roll or by doing some other random things like crouch walking. As a matter of fact, sometimes the clip just seems to happen randomly, so with enough attempts, you may just clip out of bounds accidentally. The out of bounds in this area is relatively lackluster, but there are some pretty cool observations we can make. One of the first things we can do is actually trigger the Bitefrost from out of bounds and observe how the game spawns them in. If you're going to do this, you'll have to be careful though. It can be rather easy to get pushed back in bounds. There's also some collision out of bounds that we can stand on, but unfortunately it's all underwater, so we risk freezing to death. On the bright side, this does let us set an assist mode respawn point, so if we fall, we can remain out of bounds. Like a lot of out of bounds, we can also stand on the seams of walls, but unfortunately it's pretty pointless here. Exploring further, we can see that the water is just a large block that expands beyond the room. It barely extends beyond the room itself on most sides, but for some strange reason it extends unusually far on the moon side of the room. Swimming off of this side, we can actually drop past the death barrier and trigger an infinite fall glitch. If you're not familiar with infinite fall glitches, they can cause some pretty wacky visual glitches over time. This one in the long term does the same, but in the short term, the music also turns off. With more experimentation, you may theoretically be able to travel from this sub-room to any of the other sub-rooms in Shiveria. Unfortunately, there isn't anything we can do in this room to travel that far horizontally, and we wouldn't even know where to start searching to begin with. So until then, that's all you need to know about Bitefrost clipping in Super Mario Odyssey. Have any questions? Just leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.